Hello everyone, welcome to Invert Age. My name is Keith Blondin. I'm just a guy rejuvenating my aging body and sharing my repair results with you. Oh yeah, today I have a really good off the radar cure I found for Raynaud syndrome. Raynaud's phenomenon, or whatever kind of Raynaud you want to call it. If you know someone with this condition, you can pass this great info along. You already know what Raynaud's is. I'll describe how it affects me. Cold has always been targeting my hands. Maybe I got frostbite when I was a kid. Back in the 60s and early 70s, my mom had to beg me to come in the house when I'd stay outside for hours playing in the snow. I was having so much fun, I just didn't realize I was getting too cold. Maybe that's the start, I'm not sure. But as I got older, cold weather always seemed to not be favorable to my hands. My feet get cold too. My overall circulation seems subpar. My hands seem to always get cold in the winter, even while wearing gloves. I think about when I hit 50 years old 10 years ago, I started noticing in cold weather, when I was outside, some of my fingers would turn white like a corpse, losing all feeling like they were dead. It didn't even have to be that cold, maybe 50 degrees Fahrenheit. It could be when I was mowing the lawn in the fall, even while wearing gloves. The only fix was warming up inside the house. My fingers are just very sensitive to the cold, and my body overreacts with constricting the finger blood vessels. I found out the name for this condition is called Raynaud's. There wasn't really any good cure from what I found, either talking to my doctor or researching myself on the web or scrolling YouTube. Funny how these YouTube doctors that never really had Raynaud's giving some BS cures like eating healthy, eating ginger, exercising, wearing gloves, dressing warm, or even moving to a warmer climate. Like, really? I just think they want to keep pushing out these videos for views, but it's nonsense. Well, I'm a guy that has Raynaud's and I cured myself. Now after the cure, this is my hand after 10 minutes in ice water without any Raynaud's reaction. I can walk outside for a long time without gloves in freezing weather and my fingers don't zombify. Okay, so here's where the cure started. I won't drag it out with over detailing, but I think how things tie together will help you understand better. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know I'm all about longevity stuff and biohacking. A few years back, I started taking NMN. It's a supplement that helps raise NAD levels. Those into longevity know what NAD is. You can Google that if you don't know. NMN can have purity issues and be a little pricey, especially if you take a lot of supplements like I do. They all add up. There is a very cheap alternative to NMN called nicotinic acid. Nicotinic acid is niacin. Listen closely because there can be confusion on its form and dosages. Niacin is also known as vitamin B3. This is found naturally in our food like animal products such as meat, fish, and poultry, as well as plant-based sources like avocados, whole grains, and mushrooms. The recommended daily dose for B3 is 16 milligrams for men, 14 milligrams for women, and about 18 milligrams if you're pregnant or breastfeeding. These doses are not really enough if you have Raynaud's. Listen closely, it can be confusing. There are two different forms of niacin you'll see on the shelves at the supplement store or in your pharmacy. Niacin and no-flush niacin. Regular niacin contains nicotinic acid and is cheap. This bottle of 100 capsules is $8. No flush niacin doesn't contain either nicotinic acid or nicotinamide. Instead, it contains inositol hexaisonate. I butchered that, but you can see the spelling here. In theory, the body should slowly convert this into nicotinic acid. In reality, it doesn't. An excellent study by researchers at the University of Washington School of Medicine showed that taking no-flush niacin generates virtually no free nicotinic acid and has little or no effect on HDL. No-flush niacin lives up to the no-flush part of its name because it isn't providing the body with any niacin. Make sure you buy the right kind. If it says no flush or flush free, it's the wrong kind. It should just say niacin on the ingredient label. It should show containing nicotinic acid. Here's where the Raynaud's cure comes in. Regular niacin, aka nicotinic acid, causes harmless temporary face flushing in higher doses. Your face turns red for an hour, mainly if you take it on an empty stomach. You can take a lot higher dose than the recommended dose. It's safe. I'm currently taking 100 milligrams daily of nicotinic acid. Some even take more. Some take a lot more for some health conditions, but talk to your doctor in that case. But I want to show you me on an empty stomach, really an empty stomach, 3-day fasting, taking nicotinic acid, hence the face flush. Here's the interesting part. The face flushing shows you how it opens up the small blood vessels. I talked to one guy, he even likes the face flush. It feels nice, like you have the sun rays on your face. It may look like you're embarrassed or somebody told you a really funny joke. That's the blood flow key. Those with Raynaud's have constricted blood vessels, even more so when it's cold. All you need to do to avoid the face flush is take your niacin, aka nicotinic acid, with a big meal so it will release slower. Also, your body will adapt over time and be less prone to the flush effect. You could also break up the dosage, 15 milligrams twice per day or whatever. Test it out and see what works for you. If you are sensitive to flushing, you could also take with an evening meal and possibly flush out while sleeping. Not sure if it would disrupt sleep in that case. Everyone is different. You could even just take nicotinic acid during the cold season and just forget about it when it's warm. But I like all the other benefits that it provides, which I'll tell more about. So here's how I found out nicotinic acid cured my Raynaud's. We were taking our dog out for a late day trail walk on a cold day. As I got out of the car, I realized I forgot my gloves. So I figured I'd just put my hands on my pockets if I needed to. By the way, this was 3 days after I started taking 100 milligrams of nicotinic acid. Halfway through the trail, I noticed my hands were not getting affected by the cold, and it got me thinking. I purposely kept my hands exposed and then started to get excited as I started to rationalize the nicotinic acid and Raynaud's connection. I couldn't wait to get home and give my hands an ice water challenge. The clip I showed earlier with my hands in ice water was that very day. The next day was around freezing temperature when we went out for a walk with our dog. This time I purposely didn't wear my gloves. My confirmation was correct. Nicotinic acid, aka B3 at 100 milligrams is the answer for my avoiding the effects of Raynaud's. Niacin is a big win for me. Here's another thing. I take these blood tests for epigenetic biomarkers. It's been so hard to get enough blood out of my finger to soak the blood card enough for testing. With the 2 stabby things they send in the kit, I can barely get any blood from my fingertip. Then I have to stab my finger as many times with a sewing needle just to get the small amount of blood I need. Now, since taking nicotinic acid, all I need is 1 small finger prick and lots of blood comes gushing out. More than enough to soak the test card. That shows you the power of nicotinic acid on blood vessels. On the subject of blood gushing, I will monitor next time I get injured when my skin gets cut with blood clotting. I think that's something to consider. But in my case, I look at nicotinic acid as bringing me up to baseline blood circulation where I should be. In my search for nicotinic acid with curing Raynaud's, there aren't many people talking about it. No doctors from what I could see, no videos that I could find, just some rare comments on Reddit or some people in the comment section of some videos. Also, I could see someone was taking no flush niacin and he said it didn't work. Well, he was taking the wrong type of niacin. Of course it didn't work. Hopefully enough people see this video and some significant buzz can be spread on this cure. But wait, there's more. Nicotinic acid also helps lower LDL cholesterol and triglycerides while also raising HDL cholesterol. I also saw some info regarding hair regrowth. It makes sense. I've been targeting blood flow with other means and have been getting good results with hair regrowth. Inversion table, deep scalp massage, and microneedling. Hair follicles need ample blood supply, and nicotinic acid opens up the micro blood vessels so the follicles can be nourished. I did a hair video on my hair growth regimen. Click link in details. I'll follow up with more results on my cholesterol levels and hair regrowth. So who's going to try this? Make sure you get the right kind of niacin. It says nicotinic acid on the ingredient label. Let's say farewell to zombie fingers forever. You'll know pretty quick if it worked. Give it a couple days and do a 10-minute ice water hand challenge. Let me know how it turned out. If your Raynaud's condition is more severe, maybe the dose needs to be adjusted higher, but talk with your doctor. If you know somebody that has Raynaud's, please share this with them. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe for more longevity tactics. Have an awesome day. I'll see you in the next video.